Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series. So, we've got what looks like Mono Black Eldrazi. He's got a Sky Scourer and Ghostfire Blade. The other side, at the moment, looks like it's Jund. He's got Sylvan Advocate, and he just played Nissa Vastwood Seer. Just this one little guy has already taken him down by 8. Well, 7. 2 paint lands, or fetch lands, excuse me. He attacks all in return, takes him down to 14. Grasp of Darkness on Nissa. Response, Grasp of Darkness on the Sky Scourer. Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about that. You know, she needs 7 lands, he needs 6. Thought-Knot Seer from the Eldrazi side. Gets rid of a Den Protector. Leaves him with Forest, Duress, and Wooded Foothills. So he launches the Duress at 1 card, finds a Reality Smasher. Well, things are not going to go well for the Jund deck here. There's the Reality Smasher, he has the mana to equip. So, 7/7, Trample Haste, and a 4/4, all swinging in for the face. He blocks the 4/4, he goes down to 4. Fiery Impulse to kill off the Thought-Knot Seer to draw a card. And pretty much his only shot here is some kind of a kill. He needs Murderous Cut, or Ruinous Path, or, you know, if he has to go big, Crux of Fate. Or, theoretically, he could roast and follow it up with Fiery Impulse or a Wild Slash, but his options are limited. He has to kill this Reality Smasher. And he doesn't have it, so he concedes. On to game 2. Okay, turn 2, Bearer of Silence from the Eldrazi side. He's not a bad little creature to throw down on turn 2. You know, a 2/1 flyer. Flying is pretty hard to deal with in current standard. There aren't a whole lot of creatures with flying or reach. Sylvan Advocate from the Jund side gets Ruinous Pathed. Bearer will attack in for 2, taking Jund down to 18. And Kalidas, Trader of Get. Very good creature, but cannot deal with a flyer. So at this point, if the Eldrazi deck can kill Kalidas, that would be best. And he can, Bearer of Silence, and he can pay for the ability to make him sacrifice a creature. So Kalidas dies, and now he has 2 2/1 flyers. Jund is down to 16. The good news is, they're really small. They are easy to kill. Very simple things like Flaying Tendrils will get rid of them very easily. All the way up to Languish and Crux of Fate, or, you know, Red Burn spells, Fiery Impulse, Wild Slash. Nissa Vastwood Seer from Jund. Follows it up with a Hardcast Den Protector. Ultimate price on Nissa. And now would be a pretty good time to have a Ghostfire Blade ramp up the damage, but he goes into combat. That's 4 damage. Jund is down to 12. And he's he's not immediately going to die if he doesn't take care of these little guys, but it would be in his best interest to be able to at least take care of one of them. Kalidas, Trader of Get. Attacks in with Den Protector. Eldrazi goes down to 18. And Ruinous Path to get rid of Kalidas. And seriously, at this point, that's all the Eldrazi deck has to do, is take care of the key players like Kalidas, who has lifelink, which could get Jund back in this game, and just keep attacking with his little guys that he can't deal with. And the more stuff that he can play, the better. Jund, on the other hand, looks like he is red mana screwed. And I'm fairly certain that he's lost this game. And Reality Smasher seals the deal. Unless he has a response. This is lethal. Pulse of Marasa to grab Kalidas and gain 6 life, so he takes the damage and goes down to 5. That bought him 1 turn. Throws down Kalidas. Yeah, adding these two together makes a 5/5, so he can block the Reality Smasher and live with 1. Duress on 4 cards. We finally get to see what's stuck in his hand. Throws down a Murderous Cut to kill off one of the bearers. And since he has no cards, he activates Seagate Wreckage and draws a card. The kill gets him a zombie token, gets rid of a Fiery Impulse, leaves him with... wow. Leaves him with a Kalidas and a Den Protector. So, even though he's red mana screwed, he's been pretty lucky not to draw very many red cards. Attacking all in here. Jund is at 4. So he throws Kalidas and the zombie in front of the Reality Smasher. Kalidas and the Smasher die. He gains 3 life, takes 2 damage, so he's up to 5. Sky Scourer from Eldrazi, who is top decking. Back to Jund. Still has to deal with flyers. And he doesn't really have the damage output to actually threaten Eldrazi. He's going to go in for 6. That'll take Eldrazi down to 6, or down from 16 to 10. And it really won't take a whole lot to win the game here for the Eldrazi deck. Draws a card with Seagate Wreckage. Come on. You most likely don't have anything that costs more than 5. Which makes me wonder what he has. So he's attacking him with the flyers for 3. That'll take Jund down to 2. So he is dead on the next turn. End of turn, flips Den Protector to grab Murderous Cut. Well, Murderous Cut will help him potentially. All he'd have to do is play a single colorless spell. So, down to 1. Comes down to this turn. That was a 9 damage swing that he could do nothing about. Ruinous Path gets rid of Bearer, and then he has Murderous Cut to deal with the Sky Scourer. Wow! And he had to pain for the mana, so they're both at 1. This is quite the position. All you have to do is deal 1 damage. Thought Not Seer. Not what he needed. He can pay the 3 mana to draw another card, but I don't think that there's anything that he can draw that could win him the game. And he concedes. Man, that was quite the game right there. Jund wins even though he was red mana screwed, but he got lucky and didn't draw very many red cards, so he actually had a lot of playables that you would think you wouldn't get. And then the Eldrazi deck just kind of petered out at the end. He just lost all of his momentum. But I'm going to end the video there. That was, I'm going to say, Mono Black Eldrazi versus Jund. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me.